Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailer. Today we have the Malone Access Hitch Extender and Load Roller. We're going to take a look at some of its features here, but if you're planning on carrying around some longer kayaks, canoes, but also maybe construction equipment like ladders or plywood, this is going to be a great option to put into your hitch receiver, and now you can extend the things that you can carry. With a 375-pound capacity, you can carry a lot. But I've noticed with using this is that, in fact, the heavier the items you carry, the better, because then that weight will weigh down the extender and less movement as you drive around. But Malone also adds a lot of features to their load extender to help minimize that movement. For the whole kit, you have plenty of included cam buckle straps. So front, middle, and end of what you're carrying. If you're carrying around kayaks and canoes, you also get some bow and stern straps. Everything works together with your vehicle to really keep that kayak in place. No movement up, down, left, or right for this canoe. For the extender system itself though, you do have some other things here, like how this fits into your 2-inch hitch receiver. It comes with a pin and clip, as well as your anti-wobble bracket, which by the way, needs a 3/4 inch wrench to tighten down. Securing the different components or parts of the extender, you have these little pins and clips here, but then you also have these bolts with a knob on them, which you can use to tighten down to secure all those different touch points. Now, it's not the perfect system. I have noticed with especially lighter things that there might be a little bit of movement between those joints, but all in all, when you really strap things down, you get a really good fit. And if you want an even tighter fit on your kayaks and your canoes, you can actually adjust this side arm so it sits a little bit closer. Now, the arm is hidden by this foam pad, but here's the thing with adjusting that arm. The load roller itself is 5 feet long, so we're set to the maximum distance apart. So you're gonna have to choose. Do you want the load roller to make things easier to load and unload your kayak, or do you want a tighter fit up against the kayak or the canoe and just utilize the foam pads as your base? Both are equally good options. It's just a matter of your priorities. A big reason why this load roller is 5 feet long is because of plywood and ladders. You need to have something that can handle at least your 48-inch wide plywood. So it's really a tool that you can adjust for what fits you. For me personally though, I will always pick the option that lets me go use that load roller, because look at how much easier this is. Our big old canoe is just angled onto that roller. All I need to do is lift it up and roll it on into that truck bed. Now everyone's truck bed or cargo space is gonna be different. So always be safe and make sure that whatever you're carrying is properly supported. So you're gonna have your total bed length, you're gonna have your tailgate down, and then you're gonna have this load extender in your hitch. So this extends out 53 inches, but you can also adjust the height of where this roller sits or the T-post sits so that it matches up with your truck bed or tailgate height. So if you have other things in your truck bed, or maybe you have a different bed system, this will adjust with you to best match. And as for strapping down your canoe, I always recommend strapping down. So you start with holding the cam buckle on one end and then holding the other end of the strap and running this through a side touch point. The lower the anchor point, the better, but we'll use this one for visibility. You're just gonna bring that strap through and then bring both ends over your canoe. You'll secure the other anchor point the exact same way, and then you'll bring that end over and then into your cam buckle. Now some cam buckles will have this little protector And that's helpful if you're at any point going to make contact with your canoe and you're not scratching it up. And you're just gonna pull this tight. And the best way I can explain it is pull it parallel to the other rope. So not against, because that's how you can maybe open that up, but pull it straight down. And that's what I mean by strapping down. This pushes down towards your truck or your load extender or whatever's holding up your canoe. So don't wrap around your kayak or canoe. Definitely strapped in the downwards motion. Now, if you've heard this plenty of times before, don't worry about it. But for those who are just starting out their canoeing journey, this is how I've gotten the best experience. Now, if you have a ladder rack where you need a little bit more of a vertical support rather than a horizontal support, you can also mount this in the upright position. In fact, Malone made a very kayak or canoe specific kit for that. Check out the Malone crossbed system. I did a whole review on that. That's a very quick and easy way to see this in the vertical position, helping you out with having a little bit more storage space inside your truck bed for all your gear. Now, back to the Malone Access though. This is really designed for those that are really using their truck bed for everything, including their canoe and other things. Malone has had several versions of this load extender because they've really noticed that people keep using it for all kinds of things, and they've had to really upgrade their system to match those needs. In fact, one of my favorite upgrades is how they made their flag. So they used to have another flag. This one now is a lot more durable, ready for all that wind, rain, and sun. Please, 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 whenever you are carrying around large, heavy items, always be safe about it, but also double check your local state laws for the rules regarding things extended past a truck. Different states have different length requirements. All of them require having some kind of visibility, but you want to make sure that you are carrying not just safely, but also legally wherever you are at. So with that in mind, here's some of my other tips and tricks that I've picked up with carrying around my canoe. Always check your touch points, and that includes the load extender. So some areas that I've noticed people upgrading, and what I upgraded myself actually, is we start with a hitch side. Since you have a hitch pin and clip and an anti-wobble bracket, awesome. But some upgrade options are maybe a locking pin, or you can check out the etrailer anti-rattle collar. Then you don't need to bring around a wrench to keep that tight. I've seen some other people also replace the hitch pins and clips up here, and they might use bolts and nuts and washers to really clamp down. I would only recommend that if you're regularly using this extender. Using bolts adds a lot of time and effort. If you're the type of person that wants to make quick and easy adjustments, keep the hardware that comes with your kit. Checking your touch points also applies to the load you're carrying. Please make sure everything is strapped down and tight. I really like the bow and stern kit that Malone includes. It has 2 carabiners as well as this ratcheting mechanism here, which is great for making this a quick and simple process. This is always the piece that I see used least often on the road, and what I think is the most important piece. My friends from Malone actually call this the safety chains of carrying around kayaks. If anything ever happens to the straps that you secured, this is gonna be your last line of defense. So keep that tied down. And as tempting as it is to leave this load extender on your truck so it's ready whenever you are, if you're not planning on using it anytime soon, just go ahead and take it off when you take off your kayaks or your canoes or whatever you're hauling. So I really like this setup. I love the idea of being able to easily take this canoe out for an adventure and be able to safely do so. And I've seen some really cool setups out there too. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're looking for that solution for carrying your sea kayak or some plywood or some really long ladders, and now you have not just a load extender, but also a roller to make it easy and all the straps to secure it, well, please share your experience. Send in a review send in a picture. But my challenge for you is that as someone who's seen a lot of sketchy setups as I drive down the road, when you send in those pictures, show us how you strap down your kayak. That way you can not only inspire other people along the way to show that it is possible to bring your canoe to the lake, but also educate them on how to do it safely. All of this is possible with all the things included with your Malone kit. But hopefully this video was helpful for you with seeing how the Malone Access load extender with the load roller it looks like right here at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline and I hope you enjoyed this journey.